Hey guys, it's Coil Diaries back with another video. If you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe, click that notification bell, share this video. You don't know who you help. To my returning subscribers, you know I love you guys. Thanks for continuing to support this channel. In this video, I'm talking 12 reasons why your hair is dry. Girl, it's not that hard. In this year, we're gonna achieve moisturized hair, hydrated hair, effectively hydrated hair than ever before. And this video is gonna help you try to troubleshoot some of the areas that you might find within your routine that are probably keeping your hair from being effectively hydrated and moisturized. So if this topic is of interest to you, keep watching. First and foremost, let's delve right in because I'm trying to keep this video short. Guys, my videos are getting longer and longer, so I'm trying to keep this one short as much as possible. I hope it's 10 minutes or at least less than 15 minutes. So let's get into it. The first thing, guys, we need to start doing in order to actually achieve hydrated, moisturized hair is to listen to our hair. Stop copying my routine. Stop copying the next natural's routine. Stop doing whatever so-and-so told you and actually listen to your hair. Actually touch your hair. Actually experiment and try things with your hair and see what actually works. Yes, it's important to find naturals who have similar hair textures, similar hair types, similar lifestyles to yourself, because those naturals are a good example to start from, right? So it's good to get ideas from them. However, at the end of the day, you still need to tailor fit your routine or your moisturization routine to what your hair actually needs. So first and foremost, stop listening to me. Stop copying my routine. Grab the tips, tricks, ideas here and there. However, go and test them on your hair to see how they work on your hair and to see how your hair responds to them, and then go from there. All right, we need to start listening to our hair. There is no one size fits all. Even if our hair types and textures are the same or similar, I mean, our lifestyles are probably not the same. Our budgets are probably different as well. Accessibility, resources, I don't know, they could, hair damage, hair health. There's a lot of things, a lot of factors that actually affect how your hair responds to a certain routine. So for me, I might moisturize my hair every week and it works for me, but for you, you might not need to moisturize every week, maybe every 10 days, maybe every 14 days, maybe every 5 days or every 3 days. I hope it's not too often because I believe there is ways to actually keep moisture in the hair for longer. However, in saying that, still do what works for you. Do what your hair is asking for. That's what I'm saying. Number 2, you have not settled on your staples. For years, I was one of those naturals that would just try a lot of different products, and I didn't really have staple products. I was quite open about it and I didn't mind it. But as I have gained more experience in my routine with my hair, I have noticed that products actually matter. You need to actually find a combination of products that work well together for your hair, for your routine, for your lifestyle, for your budget, etc. I will do a whole separate video on how that works, how to identify, how to start building your stash of staples, because it's super important. For example, if you don't want to use harsh shampoos, you then can't go ahead to include heavy butters or grease or silicones, for example, into your routine, because if you're using those ingredients, more likely than not, you will need to then go ahead and use a harsher shampoo or a stronger shampoo or sulfate shampoo, etc. Okay, so that's just an example of how you have to figure out what works for you. If you want to go really gentle with the shampoos, it means you probably need to use more natural ingredient products. Products that don't contain all these heavy or harder ingredients to wash out, because you want to maintain the use of a moisturizing or gentle shampoo. Hard water, I've spoken about this in a few videos, but hard water can be just a nightmare. If you've got hard water in your area, try and buy a filter, or at least rinse your hair with some spring water or bottled water, spring water or distilled water, in order to rinse out all the mineral deposits that will be sitting on your hair after your final rinse on wash day. I speak all about that in a different video, but hard water can really cause issues when it comes to hydrating the hair and keeping your hair hydrated. So if this is an issue for you, look into trying, like I said, filter, a final rinse with spring water, or using a shampoo like this one that actually helps to remove all the mineral buildup. This is a Malibu shampoo that I incorporate in my routine. I use it very sparingly. It's a chelating shampoo, so it's very harsh. However, it does take all the mineral buildup from my hair, and then my hair actually is moisturized a little bit better after that. So yeah, that's one way. So with hard water, you really need to, it's not just one thing that will resolve the whole hard water issue. It's finding, using a filter, it's, doing a final rinse with spring water or distilled water. It's chelating your hair every once in a while, every 6 months, maybe once a year. Using distilled water or spring water to spritz and re-moisturize your hair. It's just incorporating all those practices to help you combat the issue of hard water. So yeah, hard water, make sure you handle it. Don't allow for your hair to start falling out before you do something about hard water. Speaking of water, harsh shampoos. Harsh shampoos have a place, and when I say harsh, I mean strong sulfate shampoos, chelating shampoos. They have a place because, if you're heavy, super heavy with products as in grease and lots of butters or silicones, etc., you might actually need to use shampoos that give you a stronger clean, because if you want to get that out, you need stronger shampoos. However, if you're using sulfate shampoos and harsher shampoos on a regular, that could actually be drying your hair out. Honestly, personally, each time I use a sulfate shampoo or a chelating shampoo or any shampoo that's not tried and tested, it usually takes me a couple of days, even a whole week, guys, before I start to see my hair being effectively moisturized, if you know what I mean. And the reason for that is that sebum actually has a part to play in keeping my hair soft and well moisturized the way I like it. And yeah, it takes sometimes up to a week for me to actually see that sebum come through and for me to be able to use it in my hair. So, no matter how much I deep condition and use my humectant rich water and whatnot, it does, in a way, moisturize my hair. My hair won't be dry like straw because I use humectants, I use a good sealant and all that. But the stripping of my hair with a harsh shampoo, it leaves my hair feeling different. Okay, and not as moisturized as I would like it to be, even after implementing my moisturizing routine. Therefore, I try to stay away as much as possible from the harsher shampoos and try to go gentle with the shampoos. I've already touched on this briefly, but humectants. If you're not using humectant-rich products, what are you doing? What are you doing? Your hair is going to be dry, or at least it won't last long moisturized or hydrated. Your aloe, your glycerin, your marshmallow root, these are humectants that actually will keep your hair hydrated and moisturized for longer. And you can have them in your shampoos, in your deep conditioners, and particularly in your leave-ins. If you don't have it in your leave-in, just buy straight glycerin and mix it with some aloe and water into a spritz bottle like this one, and use that. it's really going to make a difference in your moisturizing routine. The next thing that might be keeping your hair dry is not using heat to moisturize. Yes, heat. You heard me right. We moisturize our hair by spritzing, sealing, LOC, and layering product on product on product. But really what we should be doing is lifting the cuticle to allow water, hydration, to go into the cortex, into the deeper layer of the hair to actually hydrate it, which is what shampoos and warm water do for you on wash day, right? They cleanse the hair, yes, but also allow for that moisture to go in via the lifting of the cuticle. And the other way to lift the cuticle is just by putting a plastic cup on your moisturizing day after adding your spritz, your leave-in, put a plastic cup, allow the hair to warm up and the cuticle to lift. You can use like a hooded dryer attachment or something like that. 30 minutes all the way up to 2 hours, and once that's done, your hair is going to be hydrated because that cuticle would have been lifted up and the hydration would have gone in. And when you take that out, go ahead and seal with your sealant, whatever sealant you're using. For me, it's castor oil. So not using heat in your routine, in your moisturizing routine, might be actually the reason why your hair is always dry. You spritz it every day and it's still dry. You use water and it's still dry. Hydrating and moisturizing the hair is not just about water. Yes, water is the hydrant. Spring water, distilled water, soft water is the hydrant. However, you need to think about getting the hydrant into the hair. You need to think about keeping the hydrant in the hair. It's not just spritzing the hair. Do you understand? So yeah, use heat. It might be the reason your hair is still dry. The wrong sealant. I've already spoken about this in previous videos, but if you're using things like jojoba, grapeseed, I don't know, but for me, I have found that they do not seal my hair effectively. It'll be dry in a day. Yeah, they don't seal my hair. There's something about the heavier oils that actually help to really lock in that moisture. Argan oil has worked all right in the past, but castor oil is my favorite. It's heavy. It's almost like it's got some humectant properties as well. I love castor oil. If you've never tried it, give it a go. If not, try out a few sealants and see what actually works for you, because a sealant is also an important part of hydrating or moisturizing or keeping that moisture in, because spritzing water is not the only thing. We've already said that. There's driving the hydration into the hair. There is keeping the moisture into the hair. There's a lot involved in moisturizing, and the sealant is very much important in that process. So think about how you're sealing or what you're using to seal your hair. Wearing your hair out all the time is another one. I mean, there's freedom with natural hair. You can do whatever you like. However, if dryness is driving you insane, consider styles that actually protect your hair, that actually tuck your ends in. If you're doing twist out on twist out all day long, every day, every week until your wash day, and you're suffering dryness, that might be a reason. I'm not saying don't wear your hair out. You can do whatever you like. But if you just wanna give yourself a break and just revamp your hydration, putting your hair away and hiding those ends away a little bit for a short while might actually help to revamp the hair and moisturize it and keep it hydrated a little bit. So yeah, and you can always wear your hair out for special occasions, etc. Particularly for people that are on a length retention journey, I would encourage you to use protective styles, like secondary protective styles where the ends are actually tucked in, because that way your moisture will definitely be preserved. Your hair would take a while before it's dry. So yeah, that's something to consider. This one is underrated, but you need to drink water. There's no way you can be dry in here and expect your body to say, oh yeah, we need to keep the hair hydrated. No, if you're dry within your body, I mean, your kidneys and your liver and your gallbladder, they need more hydrate. Your heart, goodness, that's important. Those things need water more than your hair. So your body naturally just neglects your hair and attends to the organs that need hydration, girl. It's the same thing with iron. If you don't have enough going around, the hair suffers, the nails suffer, extremities. So drink lots so that there's enough to be distributed all the way out to the ends, girl, all the way up. Following trends, girl, I've been there, jumping onto this and that and this trend and that trend can wreak havoc in your moisturizing routine. So at this stage in my journey, I do product reviews, I do, but I don't make them staples and I don't try to finish them, especially if they come in PR. If it's not working and if it's not sitting well with my routine, it's not gonna stay in my stash. And I would encourage you to also do the same. Like, don't hop onto every product, every trend, everything. Don't try everything. Like, if things are working for you, stick with your routine. If products are working for you, stick with the routine. Here on YouTube, you might see me changing and using different products. I do it for content. I do it to show you guys different options. And yeah, my hair does suffer sometimes. However, for you, don't hop. Pick the information you need to pick, trial out what you need to try. When you find what works, stick with it. Too much protein. Protein strengthens. Protein is important, right? Helps reduce breakage. It's great. Protein's great, but it can also dry your hair. So look at your products. If you've got proteins in the first 5 of the ingredient list and you're using those products on a regular, that could be the reason your hair is dry all the time. I would pick products that have a good balance, and if you're not suffering breakage per se, don't worry too much about protein. Usually these products actually contain a good balance of moisture and protein already. If you want to make sure there's protein, at least make sure they're at the bottom somewhere on the product or on the ingredient list, and make sure they're not in every product. Like if you have a protein in your deep conditioner, a protein in your leave-in, and protein in your shampoo, like you've got protein everywhere and you're using that on a routine, that could be a problem. So think about protein. Last but not the least, this one, guys, is seasonal, but I find that when it's super cold or if it's super hot, it's not a good time to have your hair out. This is a good time to wear your hats, your scarves, your beanies, tuck your hair in, because the sun, it scorches. If it burns your skin, it's gonna burn your hair as well. I remember when I was younger and I didn't know anything about hair and would just walk around wherever and I would style my hair in one particular style for the most part. And thinking back now, I can tell that my hair was actually being burnt almost, not to the extent of like being super damaged, but I could tell that the color of my hair in the areas that were exposed was different. So it was lighter, it was more washed out, almost going brown a little bit. And that was from the sun, because I walked to school and walked to the market and errands and whatnot, and I didn't know anything about hair. And I could tell that there's a difference between the hair that's hiding underneath and the hair that's actually exposed. So if you want your hair to remain moisturized and hydrated during those harsher months, consider a hat, especially if you're going on a walk. If you're going to be outside for a long time, you don't have to do it each time you step outside, you know what I mean? But I'm saying if you're going to be out for a while, if you're doing it on a regular, consider covering your hair, hats, beanies, like I said, scarves, head wraps, things like that. And that will actually help you keep your hair hydrated and moisturized. Well, guys, I hope this video is not too long. I hope you found some value. Let me know what you think is keeping your hair dry, or let me know what you think is keeping your hair dry and not allowing you to maintain hydrated, moisturized hair. Until next time, it's Coily Diaries. Bye.
you.